Welcome back everybody. This is Key from Kiki's Creations. So yesterday's video I showed you how to do the ombre method on the tumblers, and tonight I'm going to show you how to do an epoxy application to a couple of tumblers that I have here. One including the ombre that I have to still add the chunky to. Okay, so I'm going to show you how quick and simple that can be. So tonight I'm going to be using the amazing clear cast epoxy resin. Okay, and I have part A and part B. I like to put them in these little dispensers. It makes it easier for pouring and you make less of a mess. Okay, but again, you can use whatever epoxy resin that you like. So I'm going to go ahead and measure out. I'm going to go ahead and fill these up. Not that I would need all of this, okay, but I do have a couple other projects that I'll use the remainder portion of this epoxy for. However, cups this size, you typically don't need a full what is this, you wouldn't need 30 cc's. You would not need all 30 milliliters. You won't need that many, but like I said, I will be using this to assist in another project after I get off camera. Okay, so you're going to do equal parts of your resin, part A and part B. It is a 1-to-1 ratio. So as you can see, I have my part A and part B poured here. Okay, like that. And then I take it and I'm going to go ahead and mix it in a little mixing cup using my epoxy stick, popsicle stick. I call them epoxy sticks because that's what I use them for. Again, that is 1-to-1 ratio. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to hit me up and I will definitely answer any of your questions and concerns. And while you're watching me do this, remember to go and like and subscribe to my videos so you'll be aware whenever I'm on here. Like I said, I'm really cranking them out now. I know it was a slow start, guys, but I have really started cranking some things out here. Okay, so quickly be sure to get all of your resin out of your cup. You don't want to leave anything because we don't waste nothing. All right, we don't waste nothing. See, there's still resin there. We're gonna get all of that out. All right, set that aside. Go ahead and mix the second part to it. I don't know if you guys can see me. Bring it over a little bit. Okay, 1-to-1 amazing clear cast epoxy resin. All right, so with the resin, guys, you want to make sure that you mix it. All right, you want to mix it really well. It's going to cloud a little. I don't know how well you guys can see that, but it's going to cloud up a little as we stir, and you want to make sure you get all the edges, all around the edge of the rim of the cup, because you want to get all of your epoxy mixed properly. Okay, you don't want to mix too fast because it'll cause bubbles, and bubbles are not good. It will make your tumblers look a little messed up there. I mean, I don't worry about it too terribly much because I will also show you how, if in the event you end up with a few bubbles on your tumbler, how to get those to, how to get those to disappear. Okay, so I'm just going to mix this for a few minutes, guys. A few more minutes. It's cloudy. As you can see, it's kind of getting clear there. All right. Getting a little clear. All right. Amazing clear cast epoxy is by far my favorite epoxy for tumblers. I use the what is it called? Yeah, KS resin for things like my trays or other activities, even my keychains and things like that. My keychain, my molds, I usually use this one, but for tumblers, I do prefer all right. Yeah, I do prefer the Amazing Clear Cast. I'm going to set this aside. All right. I'll go ahead and get both of my cups spinning here. All right. And I'm going to start with this one first because I've already epoxied this once, applied my decals and my lettering to it, and then I'm going to move over to the glitter cup because what I don't want to do is transfer this glitter onto this cup. Okay, so this has already been epoxy once epoxy, I applied my decals, and now I'm going to go ahead and seal the deal. All right, and your method of applying is your method of applying. Everybody does it differently. I like to pour a little and rub into all over the dry spots and dry areas. Okay, it doesn't require a whole lot. You're just really putting a sealant on it. You're just really sealing the deal. Okay, all right. Yeah, I also like to just stick my finger in the cup and grab a little. It goes a long ways. Always remember to get the bottom of your cups as well. All right, you want a nice coat on this. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but this is actually one of my musical cups that matches my musical picture frames that I've posted on my Facebook page at Kiki's Creations. I've also posted it on my Instagram page at Miss Nix Kiki's Creations. So go check me out on those mediums, okay? Those social networks. And again, I thank each of you for tuning in. I really do. You guys keep me motivated and also helps me to get these projects done that are a requirement, okay? All right. And what I think I'm going to do, guys, is I'm not even going to I'm going to pour some of this resin out into a smaller unit because, as I stated earlier, I have more use for this epoxy, so I don't want any glitter in it right now. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to just put a nice coat on it. See, my purple is trying to ombre even further into my white, but I have a method to that madness as well. All right, so we're just going to go around the bottom like so. Go around the bottom. Remember to get the bottom. Remove the excess epoxy because you don't need a whole lot. You just want it to coat. Again, we're going to be putting excuse me, y'all. We're going to be putting another coat of epoxy on here once we put the water slide decal on here, and I'll be back When that's all ready, after this is dried, you're going to let this dry for about 24 hours before applying any of your decals, okay? Now these tumblers usually take anywhere from, I won't take too much off, anywhere from 6 to 8 hours to dry, but I generally just leave mine on all night and throughout my nap, and yeah, because it's not a full night's sleep, it's really just a nap. So then I usually come back and continue the process. All right, so as you can see, the purple wanted to bleed into my white, so I will take this and go across the white now. All right, like so, like so. Remember, you got to get all the way up to the rim of your cup. I really want to dip my finger in here, but I don't want to get any glitter in this epoxy because I'm going to use it for another project. Because I still have quite a bit in there, guys. I don't know if you guys can see that, but there is still quite a bit of epoxy in here. Like I say, it does not require an extreme amount of epoxy. Not at all. Alright, so I'm just making sure I've coated my cup in its entirety, and you may see some of the purple moving around on it, but it's quite alright. It just gives a cup. That's why they're called custom, honey. It'll be one of a kind. You won't get the same make and model, okay? Alright, I just won't like that on this one. And remember, I said I needed to add some of my chunky purple. And other people probably think I'm crazy for taking the top off, but it's my preference. How pretty. How pretty, guys. Yeah, I'm wasting. And that's a no-no on crafting, and I know it. But is it really wasting? Because look at this, guys. Here we go. You just pick it up and apply. Alright. Remember, with chunky glitter, you want to pat it down because it makes your cup a little lumpy. If you don't, you want all your glitter to lay down. Beautiful. It's so pretty, guys. I wish you guys could see it in person. It is really, really pretty. Sometimes cameras just don't do it any good. Alright. And there we have it, guys. We have applied epoxy to 2 different tumblers, 2 different ways, using 1 cup of epoxy. And we're just going to let those spin. Alright. Oh, see a couple of areas. Let me switch out gloves here. Switch my gloves out just to get across the top of this white again. I see a couple of dry spots. I want to make sure we get these areas, guys. Got fully covered. Yes, yes, yes. Ooh, ooh. All right, guys, if you have any questions on epoxy, here's the one in the crafting group say it's epoxy, not epoxy. Go, sis. I enjoyed that one. That was a good laugh. All right. Oh, she is so pretty. She is really, really pretty. And remember, guys, when I said that if you had those tumblers where you may have had some bubbles, you can just apply a little heat. And what I'm doing now is I'm just popping all those bubbles. All right. Not too close. Moving pretty swiftly. And that's going to give you a nice clean finish on your tumblers, guys. Nice clean finish. Alright. Well, I want to thank you guys for watching this evening. And we'll be back on tomorrow so we can see some of the finished products. This one will be finished, and this one will be applying the water slide decal on, okay? And I'll be back to show you guys how. Have a good evening.